All right, y'all. So this series is all about email marketing, all about how you as a small business owner, maybe even doing a bunch of the marketing yourself, how you can create high quality emails that keep your list engaged and sales up and make people not hate your guts and livers because you send them too many annoying emails. Last episode, I broke down how many emails a week most marketing agencies and experts recommend, what I recommend, and some tips to help you craft your own email marketing frequency, like how many emails you think you can create a week. And today I'm going to break down the exact email marketing cadence that I recommend. And if you can't do that, I'll tell you what you can do instead, like, gold star for this, half a gold star for this. So be sure to listen all the way through the episode and really think through how you are serving people with your email list and how you are serving your email list and how you can serve them better. All right, let's dig in. Hey there, fellow entrepreneur. Welcome to Simple SEO and Marketing. Do you want to grow your business with sustainable traffic sources? Have you heard about the power of search engine optimization and you want to take advantage of it to get more traffic, more eyeballs on your business? But when it comes down to it, does SEO feel complicated and hard to implement? Are you tired of wondering what in the heck to do with your website to get more traffic and more leads knocking on your door? What if I could tell you that there was a simple, proven system for using SEO, blogging, and copywriting to get leads from your website, and not just any leads, high converting leads. Hey, I'm Faith Hannon, wife, mama, copywriter, SEO strategist, and barrel racer. And for the last 8 years, I've been figuring out what works and what doesn't work in the world of online marketing to get organic traffic. And now I'm here to share all the things I'm learning in the trenches of SEO, copywriting, and content marketing. How does 300%, 500%, or even 12,000% more traffic in a year sound? What could your business do with that kind of traffic increase? How many more people could you help? So listen in and prepare to take notes. I'm about to drop simple, actionable SEO marketing and copywriting tips, all with a heavy dose of Jesus-loving encouragement. Let's get you more traffic and more leads so you can help more people with your God-given gifts. All right, so spoiler / not spoiler, if you haven't listened to last podcast episode 265, then you're going to need to go back and listen to that. But bottom line, I think every business needs to be sending at least one email a week, preferably 2, and they need to be value packed, standalone value. Now, that 1 to 2 a week rule, minimum 1, does not apply during like launch ramp ups or big sales. Okay. And that's going to vary. All of that's going to vary depending on your business, your launch cycle, sales cycle, like what type of product you're selling. Like if you're selling a $5 product versus a $5,000 product, little different strategy, right? But bottom line, you need to be emailing your list. So I already let the cat out of the bag. I think you need to be emailing your list at least once a week, preferably 2 times a week, maybe even 3. But what do you send them? Okay, so I'm going to get to the rat killing because I think it's important. So number 1, I think you need to be sending 1 standalone, non-sales email, brand building, nurturing email per week. We've seen this work wonderfully in my business and also with client businesses, okay? 1 email that has nothing to do with sales a week. 3 weeks out of the month. Now, I make an exception for myself and for clients. On 1 week of the month, I'll do like a quick pitch to a product in that email that also has immense value inside of it, okay? So 1 email, one of the emails you're sending per week is just standalone value, okay? And that is stuff, like that is value, that is content that is found nowhere else except your email list. And this goes back to that conviction that I had several years ago of how am I serving these people on my email list? I want them to opt in, but how am I serving them? Okay. So that's been my conviction there. Do what you want with it, but I think it's pretty wise. Okay. And I've seen it work. So email number 1 that I think you need to be sending every week is a standalone value packed nurture email. email number 2 that I think you need to be sending every week is here's the content. Just like a here's the content email. Now there's multiple ways to go about it. And I say here's the content. I think you need to be publishing at least one piece of long form content, fresh, new, shiny piece of long form content every week. Preferably 2. Okay. Like your podcast is repurposed into a blog, or YouTube is repurposed into a blog. If you have the bandwidth for 2 podcasts or 2 blogs a week, great. Okay. But I think you need to be publishing at least one piece of long form content per week. And this second email that you're sending, it doesn't necessarily have to be second in the week, but the second required email in my world. There are a few ways to go about introducing that here's the content email, other than like, here's a new blog, bye. Like, no, you got it. No, we're not doing that. It needs to be standalone value, right? So I don't really want you to take the here it is approach. I want you to take one of these 3 different approaches to your here's the content email. But we're just going to call it the here's the content email for lack of a better term, okay? But I have 3 approaches that I want you to think through and try for this. One of them is to incorporate an extra lesson. So let's say that your podcast has 5 tips. Well, maybe your email has the 6th bonus tip. I want this email to still be extra value, okay? That's one of the approaches to that, okay? The second approach to the content, here it is, email is I want you to kind of whet their appetite of what can be anticipated. Now, a lot of like AI or repurposing guides will just want you to sum up the content in your email. And I'm like, that's boring. And then they're not going to go listen to the whole podcast or read the whole blog, which is really where the meat and potatoes value is, right? So what I try to do is, if I'm doing this like what to anticipate strategy, I'm like cliffhanger questions, like how often should you email your list? What should the cadence be? Or if it's a copywriting, episode, like what's the number one mistake I see, novice copywriters making? Or what one verb shift is going to change how your product is positioned? Like things like that. It's like you're not giving them the answer in the email, but you're whetting their appetite for, oh, I need to go read that, or oh, I need to go listen to that because I'm going to learn point XYZ. Okay. And even if they don't click through the email and consume the content that way, you're still staying front of mind for like, oh, this person's creating value, or oh, this person is an expert in XYZ, or oh, this person is one who I need to go to for help with fill in the blank, right? So that's the second way that you can craft your here's the content email. And the third way is one that one of my friends, he does this and he's brilliant with it. Brilliant. He has a cliffhanger. Like the email is the introduction to his blog or his video. That is a cliffhanger. And then he introduces the cliff, in the email, and then is like, oh, click here to read the rest of the story. And you can't help but click through to read it. And he's a master at a headline, a master at a title, and he does deliver value consistently. Oh my gosh, above and beyond value in his blog and in his videos, that it's not clickbait. He's established that value so well that I know if I take the time to go watch the video or read the blog that he's, giving me the cliffhanger for in the email, I know that it's not going to just be like, rah, rah, rah. It's going to actually help me. Okay. And then if you have the extra bandwidth, email number 3 that I would like you to send, and that we have done when I have the bandwidth, is like an insider tip email. Again, this goes back to my guiding principle of taking the best care of my email list, being faithful with my email list, being faithful with those people who have opted in. So this insider tip or extra value email is something that we did for a while. I really enjoyed doing it. I just don't have the bandwidth to do it right now. Maybe we'll do it again, but it's like an extra tip, and above and beyond, relevant to what you do. But it's like, here's this quick hit, like 5 headlines to try, or I figured out this cool little thing in MeisterTask. Like, here's a fun thing that I did in, ChatGPT. Like, it's an extra insider tip email that just goes out, like your 3rd email of the week. And so just for me and my business, this is kind of how I'll just tell you my flow and what we like to keep it at. Monday, I like to just do a nurture email, like just pouring into my people, like start their week off with some extra love, some extra encouragement. Usually these are my awkward turtle, faith was ridiculous stories that then tie into a lesson. That's usually when these emails go out, is Monday or Tuesday, beginning of the week. Like, I like to set the stage with service. Then my second email of the week, which right now we're only doing 2 emails a week right now. My second email for the week is here's the content email. Right now we are doing just like a what to anticipate kind of an email. Okay, we've done the extra tips email before. I like that, but it's just not where I'm at time-wise right now. And my open rates, my click-through rates are still doing really good with the kind of what to anticipate. Now, the cliffhangers, I think are fun, and I would like to try them. I just haven't tried it yet, but my friend Michael does a fantastic job. Michael Q Pink. You should go sign up for his emails just to read them. michaelqpink.com, I think it is, Michael Pink. Anyway, great guy, great emails. His cliffhanger emails are phenomenal. He does a really good, he sets a really good example there. So those are the email, that's the cadence that we have. Now, I also really like to resend to unopens. Unfortunately, Flowdesk, our email service provider, does not automatically resend unopens right now, which is sad. I wish they would fix that. They probably will. If you're listening, Flowdesk, please fix that. But if you're on an email service provider like Kit, they do support that. And we do resend unopens for clients that are on Kit. But that's the ideal cadence. Now, if you're like, Faith, I no way, no how can I do 3 emails a week, then try to at least do 2. Okay, you're probably, hopefully, already producing one form of long form content a week. So that shouldn't be too terribly hard. Okay. And then the extra email, the nurture email a week that I would like you to send, that might take some work for you to get in the habit of doing that. But if you will sit down and batch create those emails, then that will really help. Now, your stories are going to be different than my stories, right? Your personality is going to be different than mine. If you have a personal brand, I really think that some personal stories go a long way to creating brand loyalty, customer loyalty, all those things. If you have like a not personal brand, then it's okay to share like some client testimonies that you have permission to share, obviously, or some stories or some wins or some highlights or some really cool lessons that align with your brand values, and then connect that to what your brand does. That's a great way to do that nurture email if you're like not a personal brand. If you don't want to tell people about kamikaze goats and busting your toe and busting your knee like I do, then you can still create high quality nurture emails that fit the boat that way. So I am excited for y'all to up your email marketing game. Shoot me emails over at info@faithhannon.com. And if you are not getting emails from me, make sure that you grab one of the freebies. I've got AI guardrails, which will help you set up your AI and train your AI to be a helpful assistant, not just a pain in the butt. And your SEO terms cheat sheet, which will help you put SEO to use for you without blowing your brain up every time you try to learn something new. Both of those are super helpful for anything SEO, content creation related. Grab those. Links are in the comments, and I'll be coming at you next episode with more email marketing tips. Talk soon. Bye. Thank you so much for listening in today. Hopefully this episode gave you some really tangible tips for better SEO and marketing to get more leads and more sales from your website. If it did, can I ask you a quick favor? Would you please share this episode with a friend and then just take 10 seconds and go leave a written review on Apple Podcasts? That is the very best way to help more Jesus-loving entrepreneurs scale their businesses so that they can help more people with their gifts and make an even bigger impact for the kingdom of God. And guess what? We now have a Facebook community where we can learn, hang out, and laugh. Go join the Facebook group now. It's linked in the show notes. And all the other things, courses, coaching, and copywriting, can be found at my website, faithhannon.com. Until next time, God bless, and I'll talk to you soon.